Welcome back, everybody. So today we're going to have the first tasting of my Rye IPA 4. I put out 3 other videos and then also a brew day video for this. As I said, this is the 4th one in my Rye IPA series. This one is 2 pounds, 1 ounce of 2-row. If you haven't, I would go back and watch that brew day. I'm going to run over the grain bill and the hop schedule just real quick, but that'll give you a little bit more in-depth grain bill and hop schedule. 5.5 ounces of white wheat, just like beer, Rye IPA 3. 5.5 ounces of rye malt, 3.7 ounces of flaked rye. Now this one I did change up the hops. Before we were using Centennial, and on this one I went to the Motueka hop. Now that is a hop I got out of the Yakima Valley hop subscription box, and I wanted to use it, so I did that. So 0.28 ounces of Motueka at 60.28 ounces of Chinook at 5.28 ounces of Motueka at 5 minutes. For the dry hop, 0.24 ounces of Motueka, 0.12 ounces of Chinook, 0.12 ounces of Citra. So hopefully in this one if that, just like on beer 3, maybe we'll get that fruity profile. Maybe we won't. Maybe it'll be covered up a little bit more. But this was bottled on 420, 8.64%. Go ahead and open it. Good hiss, good smoke. Go ahead and get it into the glass. Beer number 3, or Rye IPA number 3. If you haven't watched that, I would go back and watch that. I do kind of talk about what that Citra did to that beer, so I might go off on a tangent on that. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, go back and look at that. So if you did watch beer Rye IPA 3, I'm going to say beer 3 and beer 4 for the next month or two. But this one does have a good head, off-white colored head, about a half a finger on there. Color is more dirty yellow, where beer number 3 was more orange in color. This is hazier. I can't even make out the light box. Lots of bubbles coming up. Let's go ahead and smell. I'm just going to say it, like peaches and like apricots, fruitiness. I almost want to say I'm pulling some weediness out of there, almost like a weedy peach beer. That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm not really picking up any spice like I have in the other ones. Yeah, like a peachy apricot wheat is what I'm getting. Let's go ahead and taste. Apricot, like a apricot spice fruit. Yeah, apricot. Like that apricot kind of spicy fruitiness. The apricot really sticks out. If that's what it is, that's what I'm going with. That's what came to mind first. You really get that through the whole entire profile. At the back, it goes into a little spice. So the apricot fruit, which I'm guessing the fruit is the Citra. And then as it goes down, you get a good amount of bitterness, probably 70 IBUs with some spice. Now, those could be mixing together to make the perceived bitterness a little bit higher than what it is. Aftertaste, I'm going to stay with apricot, like a sweeter apricot fruit spice. But my brain keeps going back to this is a wheat beer. It almost seems like to me the Motueka is bringing out the wheat, the wheat profile of that white wheat. The only reason I'm saying that is because beer 3, I wasn't sure what that wheat was doing. And this one it tastes like it's a full wheat beer. It's good. The spice bitterness and back is a little bit different. I think if I was going to send this into a competition, I wouldn't say it's a rye IPA. I would let that spice bitterness be perceived as all bitterness in there. It's good. I like it. I would make 5 gallons and drink this. Bitterness spice level is high, like I've been saying. It's still using Chinook, so that's going to give it some spice. Yeah, I would make a 5-gallon batch. I think, at least in my opinion, I'm not sure how many I could drink just because it does seem like that spice, along with that bitterness, does keep building. And I can't say I would drink this all day, like mowing the yard or doing pole work or something like that. I think it would that spice bitterness would get a little too high after a while. But I might have to buy some more Motueka and see what I get out of that. I do have another beer that I made with it, so we'll try that. But yeah, very solid beer. So yeah, make 5 gallons, drink it, but this is why we're making the smashes and just changing a little bit smashes. These Rye IPA small batches, so we can play around and see what we like. I would have never used this hop in a beer like this, but it works. I want to see what it does with other malts, because as of right now, I'm going to say it is bringing out more of that white wheat. So yeah, good beer. So if you enjoyed this review, check some more out over here. And until next time, happy brewing.